hard seeing good people warped by evil. That's why we're here. It's our solemn duty to protect them.
Finding Mara was the greatest moment of my life. I'll never forget the warmth that spread through my heart when we embraced.
I tell you, this province is losing its grip. The bandits become more brazen every day.
Look at this. I should have known it was only a matter of time before they found us. It's the price we pay for openly recruiting. We'll have to step up our defenses. I don't suppose you have some good news for me. Damn. Well, what do you know? A woman? Trapped in there? That doesn't make any sense. Who is she? More importantly, where is she? And so you delivered her to them. They what? And you didn't stop them? You didn't secure the scroll? So they have everything they wanted, and we're left with nothing. By the Divines. This couldn't get much worse. This is more than you and I can handle. Well, of course we do. I'm old, not stupid. We're just going to need some help. If they're bold enough to attack us here, then this may be bigger than I thought. I have good men here, but there are people I've met and worked with over the years. We need their skills, their talents, if we're going to survive this. If you can find them, we might have a chance. Right to the point, aren't you? I like that. Not like those fools in the Order. We should keep it small. Too many people and we'll draw unwanted attention to ourselves. I think we'll want Serene Gerard. Breton girl, whip smart and good with tinkering. Fascination with the Dwemer. Weapons in particular. Last I knew, she was out in the Reach. Convinced she was about to find the biggest dwarven ruins yet. Might need a little convincing, but she should. You'll also want to find Gunmar. Big brute of a Nord. Hates vampires almost as much as I do. Got it into his head years back that his experience with animals would help. Trolls in particular, from what I hear. Last I knew, he was out scouring Skyrim for more beasts to tame. Bring the two of them back here, and we can get started on coming up with a plan. Isn't it obvious? They're soft. The lot of them. Totally unprepared for any real threat. And yet I was the one ridiculed for trying to be ready for anything. Too extreme, they called me. Well, that doesn't seem to have worked out in their favor now, has it? Vampires need to be dealt with. Hunted, rooted out, destroyed. Once there was a group dedicated to a similar cause. They called themselves the Dawn Guard. That was a long time ago, but the idea was and is a good one. That's why I'm bringing it back. This latest attack proves it's the right time. Watch your back.
What is it, Thane?
Finding Mara was the greatest moment of my life.
Huh?
Embraced.
All right.
Home to me is a hot cup of ale at the end of the day, 5 minutes without a fight. Ah. There you are. Good dog. Worry about the hereafter is losing sight. Stay sharp.
haven't seen a sack full of dwarven gyros lying around, have you? I'd swear I left it right here. Do you think mud crabs might have taken it? I saw one the other day. Wouldn't be surprised if it followed me here. Just look around, will you? He's wrong. Wants me? No, you must be mistaken. He made it exceedingly clear the last time we spoke that he had no interest in my help. I find it hard to believe he's changed his mind. He said some very hurtful things to me before I left. Anyway, I'm quite happy in my current pursuits. So if you'll excuse me... Yes, that was my point. I felt it was rather clear. Look, what is it you want from me? Vampires. Really? Oh, and I suppose now he remembers that I proposed no less than 3 different scenarios that involved vampires overrunning the population.
I can always count on you, can't I?
Well,
The bonds of
what are they
sweat
up to?
Stronger than those of blood.
Well, that's actually something I never would have anticipated. Interesting. I'm not sure what they would do with one, but in this case, Miss Ron is probably correct in thinking it isn't good.
Skyrim for years,
Vampires.
until I
All
was
right.
taken in by a
If
priest
nothing
from
else, I
Mara
suppose it wouldn't
who
hurt
lived
to
in
learn
Norfolk.
more about what's going on so I can better defend myself. But I'm not just going to abandon what I've been working on here. It's too useful. I need at least one intact dwarven gyro. So either I need to find the satchel those mud crabs stole, or I need another gyro from someplace. You wouldn't happen to have one, would you? Well, then I'm very sorry, but I can't just walk away from this project yet. I understand that, but I really can't leave here without at least one usable piece of dwarven equipment. A single gyro would be enough, I think. Believe me, this is useful stuff. Until next time. Just one gyro. One, and I can get back to work. Where are they? A single gyro would be enough, I think. Thank you. It's not much, but this will help a great deal with some things I've been researching. Now, where is it Isran expects me to go? Ah, been working more on his secret hideout, has he? It'll be interesting to see how much progress he's made. I'll finish up here and head in that direction as soon as I can. See you there.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Things in my life. Serving Vermina was a horrible mistake.
Skyrim stays
I
a
hope
dark.
Mara will forgive
The
me
vigil
one
of
day.
Stendar will soon be
I've done a
called
lot
into
of
service like never before.
Questionable
We
things in
stand
my
ready,
life.
as always.
Serving Vermina was a horrible mistake. I hope Morrow's forgiven me.
You there! Hold fast! I've tracked this damned bear for 2 weeks. I'll not let it have any more victims. Isran needing someone else's help. Never thought I'd hear that. I'm afraid he's a few years too late. I've moved on. I have more important business to attend to. Besides, he can handle anything alone. He assured me so himself. What could he possibly need my help with? Vampires. That might change things. Tell me more about what's going on. By the 8th. Alright, look. I'll consider it. But I can't just leave this bear to prey on more innocent people. Once it's dealt with, then perhaps I'll see what Isran expects of me. Don't know how well I'd have managed by myself. You have my thanks. You've helped me, so I suppose the least I can do is find out what Isran wants. He's still at that fort near Stendar's beacon, I assume. Of course he did. He's been working on that place for years now. Never lets anyone in. His own little fortress. Well, I guess I'll get to see what he's been up to all this time. I'll meet you there.
I was recruited as an acolyte of Vermina as a young elf. I always felt a great deal of guilt running from Nightcaller Temple.
Yes. Individual stand on. Show no mercy. kill him!
Lord Kaiser.
This is the good of Skyrim and her people. Never forget that.
I'll try and make this quick.
My parents are long dead, but they lived wonderful lives. I have no sad stories to tell about them. Perhaps one day I'll visit their resting place.
We do this for the good of Skyrim and her people. Never forget that.
Finding Mara was the greatest moment of my life. I'll never forget the warmth that spread through my heart when we embraced.
Alright, you've got us all here. Now what do you want?
Hold it right there.
What are you doing?
Making sure you're not vampires. Can't be too careful. So, welcome to Fort Dawnguard. I'm sure you've heard a bit of what we're up against. Powerful vampires, unlike anything we've seen before. And they have an Elder Scroll. If anyone is going to stand in their way, it's going to be us.
This is all well and good, but do we actually know anything about what they're doing? What do we do now?
We'll get to that. For now, get acquainted with the space. Soreen, you'll find room to start your tinkering on that crossbow design you've been working on. Gunmar, there's an area large enough for you to pen up some trolls. Get them armored up and ready for use. In the meantime, we're going to get to the bottom of why a vampire showed up here looking for you. Let's go have a little chat with it, shall we?
It's hard seeing good people warped by evil. That's why we're here. It's our solemn duty to protect them.
I knew it would come to this one day. I knew, and no one believed. Stay alert. This vampire showed up while you were away. I'm guessing it's the one you found in the Hollow Crypt. Says it's got something really important to say to you. So let's hear it.
I've killed more than I care to admit. I'll just leave it at that.
You probably weren't expecting to see me again. I'd rather not be here either, but I needed to talk to you. It's important, so please just listen, before your friend here loses his patience. Well, it's about me, and the Elder Scroll that was buried with me. The reason I had it, and why I was down there, it all comes back to my father. I'm guessing you figured this part out already, but my father's not exactly a good person, even by vampire standards. He wasn't always like that, though. There was a turn. He stumbled onto this obscure prophecy and just kind of lost himself in it. It's pointless and vague, like all prophecies. The part he latched onto said that vampires would no longer need to fear the sun. That's what he's after. He wants to control the sun. Have vampires control the world. Anyway, my mother and I didn't feel like inviting a war with all of Tamriel, so we tried to stop him. That's why I was sealed away with the scroll. I did, but something about you makes me think I can trust you. I hope I'm not wrong. That was the plan, yes. Assuming the rest of them can trust a vampire. Come on, I'll need you to help convince them.
Every country has its dark corners, but honestly, Skyrim's a mess.
All right, you've heard what it has to say. Now tell me, is there any reason I shouldn't kill this blood-sucking fiend right now?
Why? Because of that story about the prophecy, about some vampire trying to put the sun out?
Do you actually believe any of that?
Who knows? Maybe it has a death wish. Maybe it's just insane.
I don't really care. It can stay for now. But if it so much as lays a finger on anyone here, I'll hold you responsible. Got it? You hear me? Don't feel like a guest, because you're not. You're a resource. You're an asset. In the meantime, don't make me regret my sudden outburst of tolerance and generosity. Because if you do, your friend here is going to pay for it.
Thank you for your kindness. I'll remember it the next time I'm feeling hungry. So, in case you didn't notice the giant thing on my back, I have the Elder Scroll with me. Whatever it says, it will have something that can help us stop my father. But of course, neither of us can read it. Well, the Moth Priests are the only ones I've heard of who can do it. They spend years preparing before they start reading, though. Not that it helps us anyway, because they're all half a continent away, in Cyrodiil.
Some Imperial scholar arrived in Skyrim a few days ago. I was staking out the road when I saw him pass by. Maybe that's your Moth Priest.
Do you know where he's staying now?
No, and I'm not going to waste men looking. We're fighting a war against your kind, and I intend to win it. You want to find him? Try talking to anyone who'd meet a traveler. Innkeepers and carriage drivers in the big cities, maybe. But you're on your own.
Any idea how you're going to find a Moth Priest? Skyrim's a pretty big place. Well, back before you know, the College of Winterhold was the first place I'd think to go for any kind of magic or historical thing. The wizards know about all kinds of things that people probably shouldn't know about. I'd come with you, but I don't know if I can trust your friend. Let me know if you want me along.
My parents are long dead.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. I think I got a clean mug around here somewhere. Something. Fate is the name. I keep the inn. Let me know if you want anything. The meals I serve ain't what I'd call a Jarl's feast, but they'll fill your belly.
Home to me is a hot cup of ale at the end of the day and 5 minutes without fight.
Been talk of a little boy in Windhelm, name of Aventus Aretino. Get this, he's been trying to contact the Dark Brotherhood. Foolish lad. My customers are mostly local, but I've seen a lot of travelers lately, mostly soldier nowadays. Have you seen that Shrine of Azura? They say the Dark Elves built it after they fled from Morrowind. Sight to see. People say there's someone in Riften that can change your face. Make you look completely different. Do you believe that? My customers are mostly local, but I've seen a lot of travelers lately, mostly soldier nowadays. All right, then.
Auxiliary.
Ah, there you are. Good dog.
Until next time.
These vampires are becoming a real menace. Ah, so that was a moth priest then. He rode through town not long ago with an escort of soldiers. They didn't stop, just headed south across the Dragon Bridge. Until next time.
Serving Vermina was a horrible mistake. I hope Mara will forgive me one day.
That wasn't me. You were fighting. I could thank the Divines for you. I'm quite all right, thanks to you. Dexian Evicus is my name. I'm a moth priest of the White Gold Tower. These vampires claimed they had some purpose in store for me, but they wouldn't say what. Probably hoping to ransom me, the fools. You do? All right then, enough mysteries. Well, you saved me from those vampires. I suppose the least that I can do is hear you out. Very well. I'll hurry on my way there before more of those vampires turn up.
I've never admitted this before, but I've killed
I'm impressed you could find a moth priest so quickly.
I'll just leave it at that.
For the reading? Yeah. Just let the old man know when you're ready.
Ah, hello there. Ah, my rescuer. It's good to see you again. It's not exactly the hospitality I'm used to, but your man Isran has seen to my needs well enough. And might I add, this is a remarkable fortress. I have colleagues back home that would love to study this place in detail.
I've seen the face of evil. Damn
Oh, most certainly. Let's find out what secrets the scroll can tell. Now, if everyone will please be quiet, I must concentrate. I see a vision before me. An image of a great bow. I know this weapon. It is Oriel's bow. Now a voice whispers, saying, among the night's children, a dread lord will rise. In an age of strife, when dragons return to the realm of men, darkness will mingle with light, and the night and the day will be as one. The voice fades and the words begin to shimmer and distort. But wait, there is more here. The secret of the bow's power is written elsewhere. I think there is more to the prophecy, recorded in other scrolls. Yes, I see them now. One contains the ancient secrets of the dragons, and the other speaks of the potency of ancient blood. My vision darkens, and I see no more. To know the complete prophecy, we must have the other two scrolls. I must rest now. The reading has made me weary.
Come on, old man. You should get some rest.
Do you have a moment to talk? Well, you could waste a lot of time trying to figure out our next move, or you could let me help.
We do this for the good of Skyrim.
Your choice.
Never forget that.
That moth priest, Dexian. He said we needed 2 other Elder Scrolls. I think I know where we can start looking. Half the people in your little crew would just as soon kill me as talk to me. That doesn't exactly make me want to open up. I got a warmer welcome from my father. That's saying
The coldest
something.
of nights, and the steam rising from my breath. I see the many faces of the dead.
Able to carry Mara's will to every corner of Skyrim.
You know, I've asked myself the same thing. I hoped that if he saw me, he might feel something again. But I guess I don't really factor in at this point. I don't even think he sees me as his daughter anymore. I'm just
Good to have you by my side, friend.
a means to
I
an
need
end.
reliable people around.
We need to find my mother, Valerica. She'll definitely know where it is. And if we're lucky, she actually has it herself. The last time I saw her, she said that she'd go somewhere safe. Somewhere that my father would never search. Other than that, she wouldn't tell me anything. But the way she said it, someplace he would never search. It was cryptic, yet she called attention to it. If you have a better lead than this, I'm all ears. Besides, I can't imagine a single place my father would avoid looking. And he's had all this time, too. Any ideas? I don't think so. She said she wanted to stay awake in case the situation was resolved. It had to be one of us, and, well, she's so much more powerful than I am. It just made sense for her to be out here. Anything else? They'd be even less welcoming to her than they've been to me. It would have been a bloodbath. And since the Dawn Guard are still around, that must not have happened. Any other ideas? Wait, that almost makes sense. There's a courtyard in the castle. I used to help her tend a garden there. All of the ingredients for our potions came from there. She used to say that my father couldn't stand the place. Too peaceful. Oh, absolutely. But my mother's not a coward. That is, I don't think we'll actually trip over her there, but it's worth a look. True. But I know a way we can get to the courtyard without arousing suspicion. There's an unused inlet on the northern side of the island that was used by the previous owners to bring supplies into the castle. An old escape tunnel from the castle exits there. I think that's our way in. Well, I don't take just anyone into the secret parts of the place I grew up. Get rid of this interloper and you and I can be on our way. I'll wait for you at the dock.
Go in quiet. Don't risk combat if you can avoid it. If you can't, then give them hell. Need something?
My parents are long dead. But they
Of
lived
course,
wonderful
but please,
lives.
stay sharp out
I
there.
have no sad stories to tell about them. Mara, protect us both. Huh? All right, then.
Florentius really talks to RK?
I'm not sure. I've never heard of the Divine speaking directly to someone before.
So you think he's just crazy?
I didn't say that. I wondered if perhaps he did it for the attention. But every now and then he'll say something that makes me reconsider.
I suppose we're all a little crazy to be here, right? Well, this isn't exactly a palace, is it? Still, it's sturdy, secure, and seems defensible. I suppose I'd rather be here than most other places in Skyrim. If Isran needs me, it must be pretty bad. I wonder what we're up against here. Yes, these vampires are a new threat, and a truly deadly one. Gunmar and I agree that we're going to need Florentius to help. Gunmar and I have a lot of work to do here, so we were hoping that maybe you could track him down. He's a priest of RK. Well, he was. It's complicated. He's a little eccentric, but we can trust him, and we could definitely use his skills. Well, that's the thing. We don't know where he is. Haven't seen him in years. I think he had regular contact with the Vigilance, and I know Isran kept track of them. So maybe you could ask Isran if he knows anything? Just keep in mind that he... well, might not like the idea. Hope you're getting along with Isran.
If you're putting yourself in harm's way, you'd best be prepared. Take these. I've discovered the whereabouts of a vampire lair. Destroying the head vampire is usually sufficient to scatter its minions, though it's best to destroy every last one of them. Aye, lad. All right, I'll take note. He'll mind you and us Dawnguard, but there's no accounting for other folk. And heed also this. He's no pet. Mistreat the beast or leave him alone for too long. He'll return to the wild, forgetting he ever existed. Now, you be careful with the creature.
I like what he... Very few people appreciate all the horrible things that can happen to you if you're not being cautious. I can certainly try. I've only heard stories. Not sure if any of them are true. Like that they were supposed to guard some vampire here, but wound up all becoming vampires themselves when they saw how powerful he was. And then preyed on the rift until finally someone put them down. I guess it doesn't matter now. At least Isran is trying to do something noble with the name. The two of them just never got along. That's why Isran didn't have you go looking for him when he sent you after us. I want to add some punch to our crossbow capabilities. I've done all I can on my own. I need a little inspiration. I've always been fascinated with Dwemer artifacts. I take them apart, poke around in their guts, and try to figure things out, with mixed results. But as luck would have it, I've tracked down the location of some actual Dwemer diagram drawings. So, if you'd be a dear and collect those plans for me? Until next time.
I knew it would. Be on your guard at all times. Avoid sleep if you can. Sleep is for the weak. I heard a lot of vague nonsense. You could interpret that 100 different ways. Only thing that stood out for me was Ariel's bow. That's a powerful weapon, and I sure as oblivion don't want the vampires to get hold of it. The Moth Priest can stay here for now. As for the vampire, I still don't trust it, so keep it on a leash. Only what I've heard. Back in the Second Era, the Jarl of Riften had a son. Adventurous type. Too much for his own good, it seems. Wound up turning into a vampire. The Jarl, unable to kill his own son, spent a fortune building this keep and hiring men to guard it. Their job was to keep the Jarl's son contained within. They took it seriously, and served honorably. They were eventually forced to put him down. The Jarl banished them from the hold, but they stuck to their cause. Fought vampires wherever they found them. I aim to continue that mission. Who said something? Soreen or Gunmar? I thought they'd have learned their lesson by now. I don't trust that man, and I don't want him here. I suppose she's right. I shouldn't let my personal feelings get in the way. Last I heard of him, he was aiding the vigilance of Stendarr at Runvald. He may still be there. If he can maintain some appearance of normalcy, I'll allow him to stay. Soreen needs help with her project to improve our crossbows. And if that doesn't interest you, speak with Gunmar. He has something for you. Stay alert.
I wish I could say that I did, but without the other 2 scrolls, the picture will remain incomplete. I admit, I feel a bit frustrated that I can't be more helpful. Still, our enemy is likely just as much in the dark as we are, and that's something. Now it's a race to claim the remaining scrolls, and discover what part Auriel's bow has to play in this prophecy. I wish I could help. The scrolls have changed hands so many times, it's impossible to keep track. Normally, I'd send you to the Imperial City in Cyrodiil to seek answers at the Imperial Library, but that avenue no longer exists. The Elder Scrolls vanished from the Imperial City around 175 of this era, and have been scattered across Tamriel by forces unknown. If you want to find the remaining scroll, you'll have to consult with someone versed in magical knowledge. Perhaps at the College of Winterhold? Not as much as I would like. Even after spending decades of my life in study of the Elder Scrolls, they remain a great mystery to me. It's true for most of my brothers in the Order as well. We don't really know where the scrolls came from or who wrote them. What we do know is that some are born with the special gift to read the Elder Scrolls. These chosen few can divine events of the past and future within the scrolls, though in time, it drives us to blindness. I'm afraid there's not much more to tell. Even today, the Elder Scrolls remain a great enigma. It is our sacred duty to study the Elder Scrolls. We read these ancient scrolls of prophecy in order to divine the future, and we use that knowledge to aid the Emperor. Sometimes, we venture out into the world in search of more scrolls for our library at the White Gold Tower. That is the very purpose that first brought me to Skyrim. It is the great spire at the heart of the Imperial City, among the tallest towers in all of Tamriel. The lower floors are home to the Imperial Council, and the Order of Moth Priests occupies the middle floors. The tower suffered damage in the recent war with the Altmeri Dominion, and is not what it once was. I hope one day to see it restored to its former glory.